Hi, Shannon from Creative Chaos in Tennessee, and today we are back for another 52 weeks of favorite photos, and hosted by Miranda Weber over on My Scrappy Life. I am also combining this with How to Kill a Kit with Style, and I am using the Miss Kate's summer break kit that I got, and this is also the basis of my Fun in the Sun challenge I'm hosting over on my Facebook group. There is prizes to be won, so come over and play along if you aren't already. It's been super fun, and I am going to use the scrap lift challenge from over on my Facebook group. Every Monday there is a scrap lift challenge. It alternates between layouts one week and cards the other. So this week it is a layout, and I thought it went perfect with the summer theme and everything. So this is a Gloria Para for Simple Stories that did this layout. Super cute. And I kind of cut my pieces, but I think I went a little too big with them. I got the idea, but I think they needed to be smaller, and then they just dovetailed them. Some of them, and then some of them they just left flat, and then they sewed on it. So I'm thinking I will sew on mine, and they also have this border around the paper, but I wanted to do mine a little bit different. So I cut off the front sheet of my kit that, like this, the cover sheet. I just cut it off so that they're all the same. So I have 4 pieces to build a frame around the paper that's all the same. Of course, this pattern's on the back, so still have that to use. And I just cut out pieces of scraps I'd already done. This is going to be my photos, and this was our weekend on the lake last weekend, which was super fun and very much summer. That's me and my oldest daughter Miranda, and then this is our little group that we had on the lake. So I am going to put this together. It's going to have a lot of white space. I also have one of the cut-aparts from the collection, and I have some of the die cuts that I pulled. I took and I started out with the bigger pieces. Like I said, I think I cut them too wide. I think if they would have been maybe half of this and then dovetailed them, it probably would have worked out better. And then I did cut some small pieces, and I left them flat on top. So it's going to look like a mess at first. And then I just have this one to map my photo with. And I just printed two 2x3 photos on a 4x6 paper. So then I wind up with 2 pictures instead of one 4x6. Which works out great. Alright, so this... they had just white cardstock and on top of a paper. You could do the same thing. You could gut it or whatever so that if you didn't want to use your whole sheet of paper. The words left me. I did cut these down a little bit after I cut it. I just cut one of the little blocks off of each end. And then I might have to raise that up. So that gives me my border. I have it a little off-centered. I didn't space it equally, but it's okay. It'll be alright. So I'm going to just turn it around so I have a bigger area on bottom. And Then I am going to work on putting my big pieces on, and because I did make them so big, it causes them to overlap a little bit, but it'll be okay. So I'm just going to start this one here. I always tend to pick layouts that have lots of white space because I love it, but then I end up not leaving white space for whatever reason. Let's see. Like I said, I've kind of just been overlapping them a little bit to almost make like a star pattern. Alright, so there's that part, and then I have my smaller strips that are flat, and I just kind of put those in between the others. And this one was a little short, but it'll get covered up by the photo because it'll hide all of that terrible looking stuff. And then I do have this to go here, and then the little embellishments. But I want to, before I put my photo and all that stuff on, I want to be able to go and sew on my layout. So I think I'm going to sew around all of this with my gold thread and then sew in some of these pieces, and I'll be back. I'm back. I sold it. I had technical difficulties. I ran out of gold thread after doing one strip and a half, so I had to switch to green thread because apparently I have no more gold. So I just sewed these three, kind of like the inspiration, and then I sewed all around my strips. I know it's probably hard to tell, but there'll be close-ups at the end. And I'm just going to glue my photo on. I definitely don't have as much white space as they did, but that's alright, I guess. So, I don't know. I don't know if I should pop this up. Maybe I won't. I think I'm going to put this here like this. And I did make this little thing for a journal box, but I don't necessarily know that I actually want to put it on there because then it's going to cover up everything. Maybe I should just put it here. I think I will. Yeah, I think I will. I just used scrap paper for this, so it's got ink all over it. And with this, I can just kind of write in the date and where we were. And then I'm going to add all my little embellishments. And I think I will pop them up with foam just to add a little bit of dimension to the page. Give it a little bit of pop. But I think it's been so fun using these bright fun colors because, you know, that's not my norm. And using up this kit, even with, because there's 4 challenges if you play along. This is not one of them. I'm just using my kit to be using it up. But if you play along, there's 4 challenges. So even doing those 4 challenges, I have a feeling there's still going to be a lot of this collection left. So that's why I'm using it on other pages I'm doing this month, because there's a lot of it. I think it's 20 sheets of paper in it, so that's a lot of paper. And so I'm just going to do my best to work on using up as much as I can. Let's see. Have to decide where I'm going to put all my little embellishments I pulled. Let's see. Maybe do these over here. Other than all the all the issues with my sewing and trying to get my sewing machine to work, it was mostly user error because I'm not very good with the sewing machine. This was a pretty quick and easy layout. You were pretty much just cutting some triangles and then dovetailing them. These ones are flat. Of course, they need to be smaller because mine, to me, doesn't really even look like the inspiration piece. But that's okay. Let's see here. It's a lot of patterns, so I think this was great for trying to fill in a little bit of that white space, or having a little bit of white space but having lots of color. It was a good way to use it. And I'm just going to put a cloud here because I need to use them up. And pretty much that's going to be the page with me putting my journaling there. I think it turned out super cute considering it was so simple. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this and that it inspired you, that you will play along and go check out what everyone else is doing with How to Kill a Kit and 52 Weeks of Photos. All the playlists are below. And this was my inspiration. As you can tell, I didn't do a very good job of translating it, but I'm happy with it. So, until next time, bye y'all.